Joey Ford, 44R Smith Street. I want to apologize to anyone listening. I have to do this really fast because these guys are sticklers about time. I'm here tonight to express extreme concern about the future of the Attleboro Public Schools. As many of you know by now, I have been involved in an ongoing battle with the district to ensure that my son Loki receives the education that he is legally and ethically entitled to. Loki is not my only child, nor the only one with disabilities. I also have a son named Onyx, who is currently attending Thatcher Elementary School in pre-K and will be entering kindergarten in fall with an IEP. Given the fact that there are 3 special needs teachers right now missing from Thatcher, as stated by Superintendent Sawyer last meeting, combined with no progress towards resolving these vacancies, there is significant concern that Onyx will be suffering from the same inequities that his older brother has. Throughout the battle for Loki, I have learned a lot about the widespread failures that exist within this district and all public schools. This district would rather play whack-a-mole, settling and fixing issues one student at a time instead of addressing the ongoing problems at hand through permanent solutions and accountability. Oversight agencies and the district prefer a settlement over full investigations and corrective actions. This has been proven true with the responses and offers from the district, who are willing to send Loki out of the district, expenses paid, but only on the contingencies of the existing issues being swept under the rug, along with the withdrawal of the existing unfulfilled public records requests that are aimed at bringing transparency to the ongoing systemic issues that affect not only both of my sons' access to FAPE within a safe and supervised environment, but also all of the children in the district. What are they so desperate to hide from the public? How can we trust them after a special needs teacher slapped up 2 nonverbal autistic children, blind children injured while left unsupervised, and others left in soiled diapers? If I accept the terms as presented, no action or oversight will be required moving forward, limiting Onyx's chances of receiving what he and all of the other children are entitled to without litigating a brand new fight. This is unethical, and I will not accept them, nor should any parent. These issues exist because permanent solutions are never enacted or enforced due to these settlements, passing the burden on to the next family, ultimately protecting the district and putting the children's needs last. It is time for change. Agencies such as the Office of Civil Rights, Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, and the Massachusetts Attorney General's Office have the authority to investigate individual, classroom-wide, and district-wide violations. This is how real change is made. Parents in this district must unite now to coordinate their efforts with one another to litigate these systemic issues, ultimately bringing positive, meaningful, and lasting change to the entire district. Filing with these agencies is quite the undertaking, and I am willing to help guide any parents throughout this process in an effort to enact meaningful change for all students in Attleboro. I suggest using generative AI tools such as ChatGPT to write out formal complaints. To any parents and students, especially those who sit on this board, I urge you to email me at parentdataforce@proton.me with all of the issues that you have encountered within this district so that both the classroom-wide and district-wide cases may be coordinated. Have no fear. This district relies on your fear of retaliation as well as isolation from one another to keep these issues hidden and prevent parents from coming forward. Your information will remain confidential and collective action reduces individualized risk. I urge all parents to come forward immediately. The more parents who step up, the safer and stronger our position will be. Please do not let my sacrifice be for nothing. And remember, your child could be next. Open your mouth for the mute, for the rights of all who are unfortunate and
Chairman,
defenseless.
this is 3 minutes.
Open your mouth, judge righteously, and administer justice for the afflicted and needy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ford. Is there anyone else that would like to address the committee as part of open forum?
Hi, my name is Deborah Bennett, 328 Thatcher Street, here in Attleboro. Good evening, members of the school board. My name is Deb Bennett. I'm here not only as a mother to Landon and Christopher, but also as someone who has seen the frustrations of many other parents in our district. I have heard their concerns about children not getting the support they need, and I am determined to make sure my boys do not face the same struggles. Landon's been diagnosed with ADHD, PTSD, and ODD. His therapist, behavioral specialist, and I agree that he needs to be in a therapeutic school. Unfortunately, despite this support, the school has disagreed. As a result, Landon has spent more time out of the classroom due to behavioral issues than actually learning. His outburst disrupts not only his education, but also that of his classmates. The school's suggestion to advance him to 3rd grade despite struggling with 2nd grade material felt more like managing a problem than solving it. In an attempt to support him, I chose to homeschool, but his behavioral challenges and noncompliance have made this incredibly difficult. Landon needs a structured environment tailored to his needs, something only a therapeutic school can provide. Without this support, he risks falling even further behind academically and emotionally. I am also deeply concerned about my younger son, Christopher, who is nonverbal. I do not want to face the same resistance from the school when he needs specialized support. As their mother, I know my children's needs better than anyone, and I will not stop fighting until they receive the education and support that they deserve. I understand that the board cannot change IEP terms directly, but you do have the power to influence systematic change. I urge you to look closely at how special education services are managed in our district and push for improvements that truly meet the needs of every child. Thank you for your time and for listening to my concerns. I hope you will consider my words and work towards meaningful changes that benefit all of our children. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Bennett. Is there anyone else that would like to address the committee? Excuse me, address the committee?
Hi. Sorry, I'm just recovering from pneumonia and then I'm also deaf, so we have an interpreter here with me. I think Matt and his brother, so I appreciate having him here. I'll be taking turns dining and talking.
I'm a proud member of the Attleboro School District. I have 4 kids that went through Attleboro. 2 of them have 504 plans, and you all know me. I'm Christine Stratemeyer. I've been involved for many, many years. I am really grateful for having interpreters for accommodations for all of my different meetings, for IEPs and 504 plans. I really appreciate you all. I really appreciate, I'm not really sure. I would like to have an extension because I am using dual language. I'm an educator, and also I am in education as I'm a director for the Reed's Deaf and Hard of Hearing program, and we have Attleboro students that come to our program for deaf and hard of hearing children. I am deaf myself, and I did not really have an IEP meeting when I was a student. So I went to the collaborative program, and I had accommodations with interpreters, but without their support, I would not be here today. I would have language deprivation or other issues. I want to share my personal experience about the importance of access for education for all students. We still have students today that are struggling to get access to communication. It's not only in this area, but in the state. There are parents who are willing to fight and have lawyers come and be involved. I really had a wonderful experience at Studley Elementary with my kids, having accommodations and all of the information that we needed. And it's really heartbreaking to hear that there are parents in Attleboro who are also struggling for accommodations. Having to come to fight and face all of that stress, and it's a very heartbreaking experience for the parents as well as the children. You're denying a child of access to communication by not providing any services for them. This is what they need for expression. This is what they need for learning. This is not a way to avoid any outbursts, but we want to make sure that all children are provided the education that they deserve. My concern is that, if these parents are being ignored and students are being left behind, what do we do? You must have assistive devices for all students who are unable to have
As an administrator myself, I understand the challenges of school and the school-wide, obviously with budget cuts, district cuts, and teacher cuts. That is not acceptable to support students who have disabilities. As an educator, we need to have the proper training. Obviously, there's no proper training for any special education, even on the board. We had 4 special education teachers who had left 4 of them left in 1 year. That's concerning, and they were not receiving any support from the board. To provide intervention strategies, nothing was provided. What led to them leaving? Why were those students required special services and then had to go back to the public school districts without any of those special requirements set in place? These other programs do have them. Students like Yogi and without their assistive devices and many other families are facing the same issue I am, fighting for their legal rights. The district should be able to consider those and to have a support in place for them. I work closely with all these families, like them and others who have just spoke, in the program. I support the staff as well, too. I do. I hear them. And I get them what they need. I hear the students and what they need, and I provide them what they need. And I will keep fighting for it.
Ms. Stratemeyer? I'm just going to have you pause. We're giving you some extra time for the interpretation. We'll give you
I'm almost
one more
done. Let me
minute.
catch up. So we had one regional fight over TVI, telephonic vision assistance. They wanted to get somebody down to California to discuss about this with a student. We fought over that. We had brought it over to attorney. 1 week later, after a year, 1 year and a week later, they ended up getting the TVI specialist. The stress is unexcusable, and it's stressful for our family and all that. And we need to get these tools for the students and for our educators as well. Parents should not have to continue to fight for the students' right and their child's need. The district should be responsible for this and to also get the needs and rights for the students and support, not because it's only a legal requirement, but it's also because it's the right thing to do. I am in full support of those families, and truly, I am trying to have the district mediate this and to be more involved and to have a safe, inclusive learning environment for all. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Stratemeyer. Ms. Stratemeyer, can we please have your address for the record?
22 Connor Court.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to address the committee as part of open forum?
Good evening. I spoke last time in regards to my son Hunter DeGeorge with Stelly Elementary and the safety. I kind of got a little leeway with that because the next day at 9 a.m., I had the behavioral plan that they said they never had in my email.
I'm sorry, your name, please?
Jennifer?
Jennifer, thank you.
So I have his behavioral plan that Special Education Levi Medros told me that didn't exist. It's here from last year that the assistant principal made herself. I also have a safety plan now that I asked for in December, didn't get until I came here for this meeting. I'm here because I also got another report that I had to ask for because I know I addressed this last time. My son tried again to harm himself in the classroom. Okay? He ran around the classroom telling everybody he wanted to kill himself again. And then went over to the mini blind to grab the cord again. Only this time, there was 4 teachers in that classroom that was able to stop him from grabbing that cord. My son was able to calm himself down because it didn't require a restraint or a 2-person assist to drag him out of the class to a smaller room. They weren't going to write anything up and send it home. I only had to ask for them. And I do appreciate the teachers and the paras that are in the classroom. But when I tell you, when I asked for a report because of how severe it was, and I'm being told it's really not that serious, there's a problem. My son ran around a classroom saying he wanted to kill himself again, okay? And then tried to grab the cord. I have this report. Now they're taking precautions of wrapping the cords up so he can't reach them. Who's to say he doesn't go into another classroom and try to do it? I'm afraid my son's not going to come home one day because of the support he's not getting that special education is saying he doesn't require because they feel he doesn't need it. Well, obviously, marks around my son's neck and reports that he's trying to kill himself because he's overstimulated or does not know how to deal with a transition. He requires support. So I'm asking Mr. Sawyer, who is sitting there, you do have control over special education, to at least help me get him the support he needs. Because I can't, the next report, I'm afraid it's going to be a different outcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. George.
McKay Street, Attleboro.
Thank you. Is there anyone